All right, welcome to the channel, everybody. This is gonna be one of the main forms of content I try to do. I'm trying to sit here and talk about what grinds my gears and stuff like that. Y'all know the Peter Griffin meme and stuff. I'll put it up at the top. And then also try and post some stuff that makes you laugh. Relatively decent gaming when it comes to a few different things. We got be playing a little bit of this, a little bit of that type situation. So I'll post that every once in a while and some funny moments. But this is my first one, and I want to talk about something that's been on my back for a little bit, considering I've worked decent amount with people. Good amount of time I work with the open space of customers. A lot of older customers with my current job, and then previously I worked at Walmart and did a few things when it comes to with banks too, some fraud and stuff like that. So I figured I'd come out here and kind of see if anybody else can relate to what I deal with, because everybody got to deal with customer service at one point in time if you work with it, especially when you're in front facing like Walmart, like I said. But yeah, I mean it's just crazy the amount of stuff you got to deal with and every day, and they tell you just to take it to the chin when you dealing with customers and stuff. Management will tell you, oh, it's fine, it's this, it's that, you'll be good. Just let the customer tell you what they need to tell you and stuff. Customer gonna sit here and yell at you about how they're paying money for this and that. Like, I mean, so currently the security system I work with, a customer will get $4,000 worth of stuff installed, and then they're gonna sit there and yell at you about how they got two different payments per month. One for their loan and the other one for just the normal payments every month for the service. And you got to break it down to them like, what, did you think you were going to get $4,000 worth of stuff for free? Because that's not how it works. And then, especially with banking and stuff like that, a lot of older customers you had to deal with talking about some, oh man, I got, how do all these charges get to my card and everything. And it's like, well, you went on a website called WeScamOldPeople.com and you thought you were going to get a 50-inch TV for $8. Like that's not how that works. You're not going to get that. But you got to explain that to them and try and, because you sit here and you look at it at one hand and you're like maybe that looks a little bit suspicious, but then on the other hand, you have to be nice and you can't tell the customer, hey, maybe you shouldn't put that on there. But they don't listen or nothing like that. Or even in the banking space, if anybody's worked there, they'll call you talking about, hey, I need you to cancel my Netflix subscription. See, the thing is, I don't have access to your stuff, so I can't cancel your Netflix subscription. I can't cancel your Amazon Prime. I can't go in and do all that. Or, I mean, sometimes we get a customer to call in, be like, hey, I didn't order this. I want to put a fraud case out. And then you go ahead and you send it in. They look through it and they're like, it got delivered to her address. It's got her name on it. It came from the same account she orders everything else from. And it got delivered, on the same day as other things she claimed that she did buy. So clearly, it's not fraud. Like, it's just not. But, these people, they think they can pull a fast one on banks and stuff. And it's like, don't get me wrong. I'm with you. I agree. Banks be doing some questionable things. There's a lot of companies out there that do some questionable things. I'm not even gonna lie. I've seen it plenty of times just working in, especially where I work currently, where it's just the most questionable stuff possible. Taking advantage of old people, stuff like that. But at the same time, you can't sit here and look me. Well, you're not looking me in the face, but you're over the phone. You can't sit here and tell me, hey, yeah, I didn't do this. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the information right in front of me. I see your spending habits. I see everything you're doing. You can't tell me it's not you. We know, we see through it. I get what you're doing. I get what you're trying to do, but we see through it. Come on, I mean, let's just be real here. Between you and me, let's end this call because I got to deal with somebody else who might actually have an issue. Or you get the customers, they'll talk about some, oh well, y'all need to unlock my card right now. There's no fraud on it or nothing. It's like, bro, I see it on here. You got a 1 cent charge from a company in China that you don't even know about. If I unlock your card, it's going to get emptied out. Or you got people who are like, oh, well, unlock my card, this and that. And it's like, I need my money. I need my money now. And it's like, bro, I'm looking at your account right now. You got $4 in your account. Do not tell me for a second that you worried about that. I get it. Every little bit counts. Don't get me wrong. But we're not going to let them get in and get to your savings when all you got is $4 on your account, or let them just hold on to your account for the second that you do get some money in there, and then they're going to take it from you. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, let's just be honest here. It doesn't make any sense. Why would we unlock your card for $4? I get it. You're probably trying to buy a drink, something like that at the store. But it's $4, bro. I mean, come on. We can't do that, especially when it comes to trying to keep everything else of your personal information, everything safe. It's just those types of things, man, with dealing with customer service where I'm just like, I don't know what you people do. I don't know what's going on through your head, but I just can't do it. It just is what it is. But, like, With other types of things, it's a whole different scenario. I mean, like I said, with the current company that I'm with, the security and everything like that, it's always people just like, hey, well, they broke into my house and y'all didn't do anything. Well, did you set your alarm? No. Well, then what do we? That's the whole. You have to set it to be able for me to us to get a signal. What do you mean you didn't set the alarm? How am I supposed to? How am I supposed to be able to get the signal to help you if you didn't even do what you needed to do on your end? I understand it's an inconvenience every once in a while. You got to hit a button. I know that's hard to do for some people, but like, come on. All you got to do is hit that one button before you go, and then boom, if anybody does break into your house, we got you. But instead, you're going to sit here and yell at me for 20 minutes about how someone broke in and stole your TV, stole your, laptop, they stole all your stuff, but you didn't even set the alarm for it to go off for us to know that somebody was in the house. So what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do here? Because it just doesn't make no sense. It's like I just don't know sometimes, man. If anybody else feels this way, let me know. I want to hear everybody's stories in the comments if anybody's got anything, or if this even finds anybody. But just overall, I just want to know like how people feel about this customer service thing. Because I know a lot of us, I'm 28. I'm not the youngest ever, but I'm definitely not old. And I always hear comments or like always see people talking about like, oh man, it's it really ain't that bad dealing with people. I mean, I get it. It's not because, like I said, I worked warehouse. I done busted my back doing, I mean, it was used to work 16, 18-hour days, 5 days a week sometimes, just busting stuff, doing, I don't know if anybody knows what order selecting is, but that's what I did mostly. And it, busting your back up and everything. Like it gave me some back, probably ain't gonna lie. But like the mental wasn't there. Like I never, after I clock out of work, you don't think about it. You don't do nothing. You just go home and relax. You go home and take and sleep. You do that type of stuff. But when you get this mental going on from people just sitting there yelling at you all day over just pure nonsense, they just sit there and scream and scream. You're like, what do you want me to do? When all you're doing is sitting here yelling at me. Like I can't help you if you can't help yourself. Like what is this supposed to be? Or like, everybody's probably seen it a few times at Walmart, sitting there, you walking past customer service, somebody's screaming their head off because you can't return this, and it's like clearly this is 2 years old. You don't have a receipt for it, but you still want me to try and return this for you? I mean, come on, bro. Like we can't. You can't break every policy all the time. And sometimes, I mean, the management teams are part of that problem too because they're always like, well, just give the customer this one time or whatever. But then that one time turns into every time, and then they always want it. They're talking about some, give me it now. You did this before, do it again, and then it puts that person in a bad position, and then they're gonna go ahead and run around and then write you up for it again. It doesn't make no sense. It never made any sense to me because it's always like, you want me to do this, you want me to do this, but then the second that I listen to you, then I'm in trouble because I listened to you. I listened to you twice. Like you only want me to listen to you that one time. Like what? How does that work at all? And then you just it's crazy. It's really crazy, man. I don't know how people every day get enjoyment out of helping customers. Like don't get me wrong, I love helping some people. I do. It's real nice to just be able to make somebody's day, make it easier and everything. But at the same time, it's like, how am I supposed? Like how are you this just annoyed with life that you're gonna call in on a Tuesday afternoon, 12:30, mad as hell about a $5 extra charge on your account? That's your fault. It ain't my fault. I didn't randomly just go into your account and say, "Oh yeah, let's get this lady's $5." Like I didn't do that, and I can tell you right now, no one that you going to talk to after me did that. It's the company. You agreed to the terms. You paid the terms. Why are you yelling at me? I can't control what the company does. I'm one I'm one person. I'm a customer service rep or whatever kind of rep you are. I can't control what the company's policies are. It's not my fault that you didn't either read the company's policies or you've dealt with this before and then decided to still use the company. I can't control. I didn't make you pay for nothing. I didn't make you buy nothing. I didn't make you install nothing. I didn't make you use the bank, and it's like every time they're always just yelling, yelling, yelling at you. Like, it's your fault. It's your fault. You need to fix this. You need to do this. Like, bro, I am one person. I don't own the company. Trust me, if I did, I wouldn't be talking to you. I don't, I don't own the company. I'm not the one who makes the decisions. I'm not the big wig. You think I want to deal with their problems because they're over there in a board meeting talking about some do this and do that, do this, do that, and then we're the ones that got to take the fallout for it. Like it's like with certain things with contracts and everything. You'd be mad because it's like, well, I don't want the service anymore. Okay, well, you're gonna have to break contract. And then once you break contract, you got to pay this amount out. And it's like, well, I shouldn't have to pay this amount. This shouldn't be this. This I wasn't happy with the service. You're right. It probably was bad service. And I'm not even going to lie to you. It probably was. But I can't control that. I'm not the one who sets that term limit. You signed the contract. That's on you. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the company. And you yelling at somebody who's low level that is not going to be able to fix your problems is not going to solve anything for nobody. All you're doing is making it worse for me, making it worse for you, and making it worse for everybody else who's got to deal with you on the phone. If you come, and I'm going to tell you this right now, up front, for anybody who's listening and has made it this far, if you call in with an attitude, you are most likely not going to get what you want. If you call in cordial, you call in peaceful, and you just wait your time. I know sitting through call queues sucks, sitting on wait sucks. Trust me, I get it. But if you sit there and deal with that instead of coming in yelling, I guarantee your problem will get fixed. If you come in yelling, though, I'm going to tell you right now, and just from everybody I've talked, because I've worked with hundreds of people in the customer service space, from banks to where I'm at now to Walmart. If you come in cordial and you come in just wanting to get stuff done and not sitting here yelling at everybody, screaming your head off and everything, I promise you it'll get done a lot better than if you come in screaming, come in yelling, and come in looking like a fool. I promise. It'd be so much better because, especially you get me on the phone, I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to sit there. I'll see what I can do for you. If not, then I'm going to figure out how to get you there correctly. The problem is you come in yelling, you come in screaming, you come in mad, talking about this and that. The company did this to me. The company did that to me. I understand where you're coming from. Trust me. We hear it hundreds of times a day. Sometimes it's warranted. Sometimes I'm little quotations here. Sometimes it's the customer that just don't know how to act right and just isn't doing the right thing. But I promise you, you will get it done correctly if you just let it ride. Just let it ride. I promise. I know it's a pain. Don't call when you at work. Don't call when you on lunch break because it's probably going to take longer than that. But just let it ride and you'll be good. I promise. And with that, y'all, I'm going to call it. You know, let me know, like I said, let me know in the comments if you got any stories or anything funny. I'd be glad to share them, my stories with y'all in the comments of just random events and stuff with people just completely going crazy. But yep, I hope everybody has a good day. I hope this helped you get a little laugh. If not, then leave me a comment, let me know what I could do better. It's the first video, so it's not gonna be perfect. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, I hope y'all have a good rest of your day, and thank you.